way. Now it begins. Have you been yet to the sunset? Thrills you won't forget at the sunset.
Get him again, big boy. You know, for a detective, you sure don't catch on too quick. I thought I made it clear it wouldn't be pretty if you flashed that mug around here again. I guess we'll have to give you a reminder that's a little more permanent. Take care of him, boys.
You're probably wondering how I ended up in this mess. And then again, maybe not. Why would nice folks like you care about a disgraced ex-cop? A private dick with more bad days than good. And this was shaping up to be a pretty bad day. It all started when she walked in. Tell me you're surprised. Tell me you're shocked that taking a case from a beautiful rich dame led to working over this pretty muck. And I'll tell you a tale of deception, of betrayal, of murder.
Hey Mac, there's Miss Drake here to see you. No, Drake.
Yeah, sure there is.
You don't need to ask.
Wait, she's really here?
Yeah, you might actually have a case, boss. And judging by her clothes, she might even be able to pay her bill.
Oh, she's got money, and plenty of it. Her family's swimming in it.
Pays the bills, we'll take it. I wouldn't mind a paycheck.
Daddy Drake is Henry Drake. Old man Drake, money launderer Drake, all that money is pretty darn dirty.
Oh, those Drakes.
Yeah.
I'll tell her you're busy. Forever.
This I gotta hear.
You lost your badge over that case.
I'm a big boy.
Her daddy's murder cost you everything.
Tony, doing soft. Her money's as good as anyone's.
You don't need that. You were a cop.
A darn good cop too, lady, but like I said, her money's as good as anyone's.
You just called it dirty.
Dirty, but still green.
The grass called you dirty because of that investigation.
What's that have to do with Penelope Drake? She was just a kid.
Mac, this might be the bad
Pretty sure I wasn't a kid, even back then.
mystery.
Maybe I should have said innocent.
Mr. Malone, are you suggesting I'm no longer innocent? That's not very nice.
You're on your own, boss.
Miss Lemon, why don't we offer Miss Drake here a drink? Tea, coffee? How's that for nice?
Mystery.
Too early for Manhattan.
Never too early, but I'm all out of chairs.
And glasses.
Perhaps I should just say why I'm here. I have a problem, and you might be the only person in New York who can help me.
I seriously doubt that. It is a pretty big city.
I never believed what they said about you after your daddy's murder. I always knew you were one of the good ones, an honest cop.
Well, that makes one of you.
And Mother, she trusted you then. In fact, that's why I come to you for help. heard our house was burglarized recently.
Sorry.
Thief made off with a number of our things, jewelry, a couple of first editions, Daddy's old checkbook, and a rather precious painting.
Precious. How precious are we talking, Miss Drake?
Only precious to my family. Daddy gave it to my mother. A reproduction of a Georgia O'Keeffe painting.
Georgia O'Keeffe. Explain it to an uncultured PI like me.
She's an artist.
I got that.
Modern,
Splotches.
sometimes. But she's more famous for her flowers.
Flowers.
You might like them, Mr. Moran.
Miss Drake.
Call me Penny.
Miss Drake. Shouldn't you be talking to the police?
The police got their slice of the action. Technically, they've already solved the case.
Solved it.
Roy Connors.
Roy Connors. The Roy Connors?
Yes, Mr. Malone. Apparently, killing my father wasn't enough for Mr. Connors. He came back to twist the knife just a little deeper.
I'm a little confused here, Miss Drake. If the cops have your guy, what do you need from me?
Mr. Connors may have robbed my home, but the police don't really care about a few items of sentimental value. Right now, they care more about who murdered Roy Connors.
Roy's dead. The guy kills your father and comes back a few years later to pick up a few things he noticed from the last time he was there.
Please don't ask me to explain the mind of a low-life killer like that, man.
Sorry. I know why I thought he was my guy, but what landed the cops onto him for this burglary?
They found his fingerprints in our house. They also found some of our things at his apartment, but there's still a few items that are missing from his stash. Some jewelry and the painting.
And that's what you want me to do? Track him down for you?
Just the painting, really. Sentimental.
Hiring me is gonna raise a few eyebrows.
That will hardly be news to my family.
I'll probably cost more than this fee.
Reproduction.
Right.
I'm sure. The last thing that I gave to my mother.
My fee is $25 a day, plus expenses. And I'll need $100 just to get things going.
Do you think that would be a problem? I'll write you a check now.
Hey, Joni, come in here and give Miss Drake a receipt. I'll start at the police station and see what they can help share. I'd like to also come by the house and take a look for myself, if you don't.
I'd like that very much. And I'll ask Detective Reardon to explain nicely.
Jimmy Reardon, he's another one of the good ones.
Here's your retainer. And please, call me Penny.
We'll be in touch.
Jack, are you really gonna take this case?
You said it yourself, Joni. We need the money. Besides, I'd like a chance to finish what I started.
I get it. But that family again, after everything that happened to you, besides, she's so...
So what?
Oh, come on, Beck, you're not blind.
Me? If I didn't know any better, I think you were getting jealous. Don't worry about me, sweetheart. I can take care of myself. The street kids call this place the Blue Palace. It's not blue and it's definitely ain't no palace. It's the police station I worked at for 10 years. I was a homicide detective, see. Those two idiots there are definitely not homicide detectives. But it doesn't matter. They're chasing their own tails on this one.
Come on, big boy. We have witnesses that placed Roy Connors at the Sunset Lounge right before his murder. But my sources also say that he and Joe had falling out recently. Maybe Joe asked you and how to teach him a lesson or something? Maybe that lead to the head was an accident?
Yeah! Which one of you bumped off Connors? meat coffee interrogators. You hear that, boys? You're pissing Flynn off. Shut up, both of you.
From what universe?
What are you clapping about over there, Benedict? Eat your donut.
What is this? Dumb cop and dumber cop? Look, y'all know I don't know nothing about no robbery or no murder. I just mind my own business at the lounge, enjoying the beautiful music.
Sure. Just the music, Quan no sir. Is that it, big boy?
Want to take him to an interrogation room? See if he'll change his tune? Maybe shake something loose?
She means work him out.
Hey, mother! He knows! Don't spell it! Forget about it. Ready?
Nah. Our music, Quan no sir's not singing today, but we're always watching, big boy. Always.
Who's watching? These two?
Cut him loose, Thompson. That's it.
What'd you bring him in for?
I didn't bring him in, partner. It was a brain trust that it's Thompson and Merriweather who picked him up.
Oh, this is harassment! I'm being harassed, officer! I got a lawyer, you know!
Oh, we know!
Okay, Riz, what's the latest on this case? I see that they're releasing Big Boy McGee. Again.
We got nothing to charge him with, Captain. I know everyone's gunning for Joe and his crew, but I'm not too sure on this one.
I want you to keep on top of it. What I wouldn't give to nail Joe and shut down his crooked operation. Imagine hitting him with a murder charge.
I got you, boss. I want to see him go down too, but something's not fitting right. I just don't know.
I want daily updates. The press is on top of it. We have to remain vigilant.
You got it.
Flint, with me. I want to talk about the school program. They're looking for a new tiger mascot. Someone your height could fit into the costume quite easily.
Sir! I'm a homicide detective!
Hey, Jimmy. You smell something dirty in here? Like dirty and rotten to the core?
Candid Benedict. Mackenzie Malone. Didn't think I'd see your face around here again, Malone.
I never thought I'd be here either.
Hey, Jimmy. We usually keep the perps in handcuffs. You need a pair?
Hey, Benedict, go check on the boys.
Hey, Reardon, go check on my lunch.
Come on, Ben. The FBI said the ballistics report was on its way.
Sure. I'll leave you to alone. Watch your back. I hear Malone short a gun. Might just go for yours.
Sorry, Mac. Some of the boys around here believe, well, you know what they believe.
Yeah, my face still on the dartboard.
Oh yeah, that nose of yours makes a great bullseye. So what brings you back to the detective bureau?
A case, a client, and Penelope Drake.
Old man Drake's oldest. What'd she hire you to do?
She wants me to track down the painting Roy Connors for.
No kidding. Doesn't trust the cops to track it down? That hurts, Mac. We was looking hard for that fake.
I never doubted it, but she is paying me a cool $25 a day to find it for her.
Huh, so she doesn't mind the gossip.
About me killing her father? Apparently the lady trusts me. And now here's Roy Connors robbing their place, right?
Yeah, we tied Ray Connors to the robbery, and right before we could roll out to pick him up, bang! Someone deposits a bullet into his head.
Heck of a coincidence.
We're looking for a partner.
What put you on them for this burglary?
We found Connors' prints all over the study at the Drake house. It looks like he broke a window, climbed down, and made a run for it when he heard the maid come home. He didn't get away with much. Checkbook, some books, a couple of bearer bonds, some jewelry, and the painting. We found the checkbook, the books, and the bonds at his place. It was really crazy. We got his prints back, and a couple of hours later, his body turns up.
But Roy robbed the Drake house. Maybe Joe sent Roy there looking for something specific. Maybe Roy was there at the house for the same reason both times.
You still think that Connors did the Drake hit?
I know he did the Drake hit. On Joe's orders.
With your gun?
Yeah. He lifted my gun and hit Drake with it. Joe was cleaning up some mess he started with Drake.
And then your gun just disappeared into the wind.
Yeah. Maybe it'll show up now that Roy's not around to keep it hidden.
You got that report? Maybe we'll get it hit. Tell it to Joe.
Oh, this is sweet.
You got something?
What do you think, Malone? Did we get a hit?
I don't know. You're the one holding the report.
Oh, and it's a beauty.
Hey, Benedict, you plan on marrying that sweet, beautiful report? Spill!
You got a match. The bullet that killed Roy Connors came from the same gun that killed Old Man Drake. My gun? Yeah, Malone. Your old gun. Maybe this time the DA will man up.
I had no reason to kill Drake.
Sure, you just happened to catch the case, and your gun just happened to be a match.
Yeah.
And you just happened to be getting the mob-connected headline at Joe the Nose's Sunset Lounge.
Hey! You leave Della out of this.
Hey, Benedict, back off. Give me the report.
You're dirty, Malone. We all know it. The whole city knows it. You're nothing but a lowlife headed for Joe the Nose. And this proves it.
You know, I never believed you did the hit on Drake. Never believed you was doing Joe's bidding. Anyone could have used that gun.
Yeah, but Roy used it. And then somebody used it on him.
I always stood up for you.
Yeah, I know you did. I'm sorry, Junior. I guess that's why I came in today. I need to clear my name. And now we know that both murders are connected. I'm still convinced it ain't Joe.
I guess a lot of arrows are pointing at the Sunset Lounge.
Old Man Drake was a dirty dealer. Maybe we pulled a dirty deal on Joe.
Yeah, maybe so. We may never know.
Oh, we'll know. I ain't rolling over this time.
Hey, Mac, you might want to watch out for the younger Drake.
Sister? Ramona?
Yeah, her. She's not as refined as her big sister. She's been hanging around the Sunset Lounge a lot.
Is she gambling?
Nah, maybe she wants to sing. Mostly, she drinks.
Why the warning?
Just thought you should know that there's at least one member of the Drake family who still rubs shoulders with the mob.
It's good to be working with you again, partner. I really think that solving this case can turn things around for me.
Yeah, think it might. Hey, let me get you the comment on this report.
Used to be somebody special, man of distinction and clout. Then it all changed, life rearranged. Now I'm just down and out. Today you're the tops, the head honcho. Today you're a miserable sap. Friends to be found, bad luck all around. No hope of getting it back. The gumshoe life's no glamour. It's feast or famine each day. But there's no sense in looking back. You're on your own anyway. Woo! Innocence counted for nothing. Coppers, they don't have a clue. No, I was framed, but they sent me away. Nobody cared for the truth. The gumshoe life's no glamour. It's feast or famine each day. But there's no sense in looking back. You're on your own anyway. Used to be somebody special, man of distinction and clout. Then it all changed, life rearranged. Now I'm just down and out. The Sunset Lounge, the hottest nightclub in town and my old favorite haunt. It used to be a pretty classy joint until Joe the Nose Bradburn made it his base of operations, and I had to stop coming around so much. I figured if I was going to sort out whether Joe had anything to do with the burglary or Roy's murder, this was the best place to start. But coming around here can be a little uncomfortable.
Malone, is that you? I heard you was dead. Is this true?
Completely.
Well, gee, you look pretty good for a dead guy.
Well, there's plenty of guys out there that'd like me see me pushing up daisies, but for now I'm still here.
Did you come to see Della? She's still headlining, you know.
Yeah, I just heard her, but that's not why I'm here.
Want me to get you a table?
Sure, Daddy.
Hiya, Mac. Long time no see.
Yeah, long time no see.
Too long, lady.
Not long enough.
Oh. Do you ever hear what you say? Like the real honest to gosh words?
Sure. Did I think? Wait, what?
Did you fall on your head when you was a kid or something? Can I get you a drink now?
Sure, I'll take my usual.
Gee, I don't remember your usual. It's been a long time and I can't be expected to remember everything.
Daddy, or you'll get the hiccups. Again.
I'm just kidding, Mac. You want to scotch on the rocks, right? I never forget a man's poison.
Hey, Gwen, how's things?
Slow. I mean, the lounge has been hopping with busy cops ever since Roy died, but the regulars are pretty scarce.
Yeah, you think the cops suspect your boss of being involved?
Maybe they just came to hear jealousy. Is that why you're here? I to tell his hat.
Mac, he's gonna put a lowdown on something. Ain't you, Mac?
Can't that guy just get a scotch without all this aggravation?
Maybe you're just looking for a new girlfriend alone. You know, it turns out I just recently became available for dating.
Hey, Adela. Good to see you.
Why are you here? Slumming?
He came to see me. He was just telling me how much you miss me. Didn't you, Mac?
Hey, girls. Do me a favor and beat it. Why are you really here? You working a case?
And as a matter of fact, I am. Penelope Drake asked me to look into a few things for her.
Penelope Drake, huh? You're working for the Drakes?
Surprised me too.
Well, I've heard she's quite a looker. Her sister hangs out around here, but I guess the sisters aren't made of quite the same stuff.
Ramona, is she around here now?
Probably. She's usually around. She wants Joe to put her on stage.
But he won't do it.
She isn't right in the head, Mac.
What do you mean? She was always a sweet kid.
She drinks.
Who don't?
She's red.
In the face?
What?
In the boobs?
No, red like a Russian.
Connie.
She's even been over there. The Soviet Union said she wanted to study acting, but word on the street is she's politically bent. That family's a mess, and now you're jumping into the quicksand with them.
Hey, I ain't jumping in anywhere. It's just a case.
You sure it isn't more than that?
It's a job. So, can I ask you a few questions?
Well, I don't know. I don't work for the Drakes, and I'm not the one showing up asking for favors after walking out.
Del, you know I stopped coming in. I was already taking too much heat from hanging around here too much, and after old man Drake turned up dead, my God.
Yeah, I know.
I lost my badge.
You lost me, Mac. You lost me.
You could have found another place.
That was not the request I was waiting on.
I asked you to find a different nightclub.
I thought I had found a man, a husband.
On a PI salary? You would have left all this to live in some dumpy walk-up? How long would we have lasted making do on $1,000?
Hey, you know the money never mattered to me.
Oh yeah, sure it don't. And why you still here, working for Joe?
Well, a single girl's gotta eat. And Joe pays real good, especially when you're the headliner.
Deluxe, we're on. You coming?
I'll be right there. Gotta go earn my keep. See you around, Mac.
I ain't going anywhere soon.
It's a bright night in the city. All the guys and girls look pretty. Swing and Bob and Lindy Hop will dance all night and won't stop. So come on and take my hand. We can lose ourselves in the groove of the band. When the drums and bass say when to stop, we can jump and jive right into my heart.
Trumpets loud and cymbals crash. Piano's always hot. Let's shake it down and turn around. Need to.
So come on and take my hand. We can lose ourselves in the groove of the band. When the drums and bass say when to start, you can jive right into my heart.
May I introduce you to New York's worst detective, Max Malone?
I think I remember Mr. Malone.
Ah, I guess you would. So Malone, you remember Ramona Drake?
How do
Miss
you do,
Drake.
Mr. Malone?
Do
At growing up.
hard to say. I can't say much for the company.
Hey! The Sunset's a classy joint. We don't serve bungling gumshoes around here.
You got a funny definition of classy, if you ask me.
Nobody's asking you. Dottie! Mr. Malone here is just leaving. Get him his tab. If you think of coming around the club again, don't. I may not be such a gentleman next time.
Why are you here?
Roy Garner liked to hang out with Joe, too.
And you always thought Roy killed Daddy.
Well, we know Roy robbed your house, and we now know that Roy is dead.
Joe and Daddy were friends. Business partners?
Yeah, the kind of business that get a partner killed.
Ramona!
And you told me once she liked your hands. She said you were strong.
Looks like I already wore my welcome out. See you around, sweetheart.
But didn't you want to ask me something?
No, just get out of here. You work for a better man.
Mr. Malone, we appreciate you taking the time to look into this situation for us. That painting has tremendous sentimental value for me. I simply want to see it back on the wall where Henry would have wanted it. Please, have a seat. I can have Lena bring some tea.
No tea, thank you.
My husband's death was a terrible tragedy, but we want you to know we never suspected you of any involvement. Did we, Penny?
Of course not, Mother.
What can you tell me about the night of the break-in?
No one was home. Penny and I were at the theater and Ramona was out with friends. Lena had the evening off. Lena came home early and she said she thought she heard noises. When she came in here, that window was shattered and the painting was gone. She called the police immediately.
Why did the thief break out the window? Didn't it open?
That window always sticks. That's not the name to that.
Is Lena around tonight? I'd like to ask her what time she arrived home that evening.
Yes, and where is she, Penny? I called for her twice earlier. Lena, come in here, please!
I can go get her, Mother.
Did you notice anything else unusual in the study or anywhere else in the house that night?
Some of my jewelry has gone missing as well. The other things the police were able to recover in that man's home. Oh, look at this room! Lena was supposed to have cleaned thoroughly after the police were here. That lamp doesn't belong there.
Was the house locked when you left for the evening? Does anyone outside the family have a key?
No, it's just the three of us and Lena now. And I'm certain we locked up before we left. Oh. Lena, we still haven't got our tea!
You called, ma'am?
Repeatedly. Did you bring tea? I'm certain Mr. Malone is parched, waiting for refreshment.
Really? That's okay. Thank you, Mrs. Drake. I'd like to ask you a few questions, Miss. I'd like to hear a few more details about the night of the break-in.
Of course. What would you like to know?
What did you see when you first came home?
Well, I heard a crash here in the study, so I came in and noticed the window was broken and the painting was gone. So I called the police.
And what time did you arrive home that night? Mrs. Drake said that you got home earlier than expected.
Yes, I got home around 8 that night. I had a date that ended early.
And you have a key to the house, Lena?
Yes.
Have you ever shared that key with anyone? Boyfriend?
No, never. I couldn't afford to lose my job.
Now, Mrs. Drake, have you contacted your insurance company about the missing painting?
It would hardly be worth filing a claim. I simply can't bear the thought of losing the painting after losing Henry. It was the last gift he gave me. But you have to find the painting, Mr. Malone. You just must.
I know you can help. Don't get upset.
I'll do everything I can. You have my word.
I think I need to lie down.
I think that's a good idea. Lena, can you help my mother to her room, please?
Yes, of course.
I can manage without her help. Good day to you, Mr. Malone, and please keep us informed.
Will do.
Thank you for your help and patience. Such a mess. Not a strawberry.
It's no trouble, Penny. Just doing my job.
You didn't mention that you were on the job last night. Where did you see each other last night? At the Sunset Lounge. We've hired Mr. Malone to find the painting. Ah, but he wants to solve more than that, don't you, Mr. Malone?
If it works out that way.
What is she talking about? I think he went to the Sunset to, what do you call it? Dig for clues? Why do you go there, Ramona?
Look, it's all tied together. Whoever killed Roy has the painting, and Roy is tied to the Sunset Lounge. Maybe you should keep your sister away from it for a little while.
Mother and I do our best, but Ramona doesn't much care for our opinions. Let's be honest, even if it is just liquid fueled honesty. Ramona doesn't much care for Mother or Penny. Period. Ramona, don't be vulgar. Are you also here to look for Mother's missing jewelry? This family's a little hung up on its things. It's obscene wealth.
Well, like I told your mother, I'll do everything I can. You better get going. A lot of work in this. Ladies,
Don't let us keep you too long. Told you she liked your hands. What did you say to him? Nothing. You smell like a distillery. And you smell like a librarian. At your age, just when I want to always be so proud. You can at least pretend that you are nice. Show her a bit more class. Should the sister be your favorite friend instead of bring you shame? What's that with New York's biggest lush, who's always playing games? I'll never be just a stick in the mud. That's better suited to you. Strutting
chance I can clear my name while making some good dough, it's worth it to me.
You ever think about that girl, the singer?
Bella?
I guess. Frank said she used to go to the Sunset Lounge to catch her act.
She's good, Joni.
She also said you stopped going.
Well, the Sunset Lounge is Joe Bradburn's base of operations. He thought it was a bad idea to be rubbing elbows with the gangsters there.
Stella, be a nice girl.
She's beautiful.
That's nice. But it's not what I asked.
She was always nice to me.
But
She sings at a nightclub owned by the mob. I was a cop under a cloud of suspicion.
she wouldn't leave the smoke spotlight.
I didn't ask. I couldn't ask.
I followed you.
You sure did, Joni. And that's why you're my #1 gal. Now, we need to get to work on this case.
I hope you're right. What's your next move?
I got the kids coming down today. We'll see what they can dig up.
Oh, Mac, not the gang again. I have to do an inventory every time they leave here.
Thanks. Let's.
Sir, your sticky finger hooligans have arrived.
What's up this time, Matt?
Well, I need you to scout out for some clues down around the Sunset Lounge.
Is this about that Roy Connors guy getting bumped off last week? Good grit says me.
Yeah, I don't think he had too many fans around the city. So it makes it hard for me to name a killer.
What are you wrapped up in this for? I thought the Keystone caused that under control. Somebody wants the job done right this time, boss.
Yeah, me. I think this whole situation goes a lot deeper than just the murder of that thief. Any of you actually ever see Connors hanging around the lounge?
Yeah, a lot of times. He was there with some new dame. Yeah, but mostly he was there chatting with Joe. You think they'll kill him, boss? I want to see the nose behind bars.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, kids. We need real evidence. Can you hang out around the lounge and see if you hear anything and report back to me? Keep your eye open for this dame that you saw with Connors. See if anybody's bragging about knocking off Roy like Big Boy.
Okay, boss, sure. And what's the payment this time? With the cops in and out of the lounge, it might be a tougher gig than usual.
Now, I'll give you your normal $1.50 a day. But I'll give you 3 if you can bring me back something I can use.
You said you could for ropes on it, Frank. Which instrument you asked me? Yes, Swindle! Well, guys, Max will good to us. Let's take the job.
All right, kids. Be careful out there. Watch your backs and don't get caught. Oh.
Mac, there's Mrs. Emily Drake on the phone for you.
Tell her I'll call her back. I gotta make some sense out of this Lena broad before I get back with her with any ends.
Hey, whatever you say. Oh, and Miss Penelope Drake was by and left this note for you. So, you really think the ruffians are gonna help?
They've given us good intel in the past, Joni. Let's see what they can dig up.
So what the princess want? She sure took her sweet time writing that note for you. I think she was stalling so she could see you face to face.
Well, who wouldn't want a little face-to-face with this much?
And what's with all the frilly penmanship? Is it really necessary to swirl all the letters like that? I was expecting her to seal it with a great big red kiss.
Lay off the kid, Joan. Quit reading my notes.
Okay, but what about the hooligans? What do you hoping they'll find?
I'm sure Roy was working with someone. Maybe one of Joe's guys will tip us off when the kids are around to listen.
What about the maid? You said she seemed fishy.
Yeah, I can't quite put my finger on it, but something didn't add up with her either. But we've got it out.
I wouldn't have said no.
He never asked.
But you know he wanted to.
Even just the other day, he said he couldn't ask me to leave because he couldn't support us. He wasn't ever gonna ask.
Maybe he was just aiming too high. Should have dated one of us regular gals who could leave the light, no problem.
You know, I never said.
I don't know, Betty. You may need to get in line. I'm sure if Della wasn't around, he would have lived this way. Keep dreaming, sister. You ain't as tight. Says who?
Well, nice to know what girls' real friends are.
busting here in the middle of the day. That's exactly what one must do, Al. Step aside. Big boy, don't let Joe know that his favorite investigators are here. Again.
When will you flatfoots get it through your head that this is a respectable joint?
Pipe it down, big boy. Why don't you scurry along in a leg of boss? Oh.
Want to get your boss's books out, Hal?
Of course. I always cooperate with the authorities, as you know.
Oh yeah, real cooperative. Like you were when you swindled old Lady Greenball out of her life savings.
Hey, I did my time for that.
Is there a problem here, officers?
Only if you don't play nice. You can stop by stepping aside. We've got a warrant.
A warrant for what, Officer Benedict?
Detective Benedict.
A warrant for the premises. We're going to visit the office for suspicious financial activity.
Hey, look, everyone. Detective Flint's back for his monthly social call.
You know you're running a new gambling ants while your goods on the strike, Joe. It's only a matter of time before we shut you down.
Good luck with that one, Detective.
We're sick of running to the rescue. To find there's nothing here to see. There's something up here, but we'll find it. We'll stop the thugs from walking free. Your sweetie pies are awfully funny. We're innocent as you can see. You say we're dirty, but dear brothers, we know you are, but what are we? Easy fellas, no need to attack. We're only doing what's right. Hey, listen, buddy, take a step back. That you must be on little creeps have got it coming. You think how special it will be. Say what you can now, but fellas, we know you are, but what are we? Innocent. From me, boys, trouble will just get out of here. Getting nowhere. I ain't gonna leave in a hurry. Big house, 'cause you ain't never catching me. You say we're bad guys, but you're coppers. We know you are, but what are we? We know you are, but what are we?
Come here, detective. Show me the report.
Found nothing, sir. Again. The books were clean. The office was clean. The whole joint is clean.
Unbelievable. We know Joe is crooked. Why do these things keep happening?
That's why I wanted to talk to you promptly, sir. Could someone be on the inside tipping Joe off? Maybe a cop is on the tape.
Again, impossible. We drove him all out of town for that.
Or maybe the brass got it wrong, sir.
Just who exactly do you think the brass is, Flint?
Right. But I gotta ask, how can Joe and his goons keep hiding it? Unless they somehow know when we were coming. They always seem ready and their books are too perfect.
Maybe there are two crooked cops. Malone and, Seems unlikely. There must be some other explanation.
Could it be that Malone wasn't a crooked detective after all?
The gun accidentally goes missing just as old man Drake shows up, and you know the rest of the story. Plus, we know the weapon that killed Connors, and maybe Malone was involved too. And then Connors, the guy he fingered, is shot with the same weapon.
But what motive Malone had to kill Connors? And why now?
Forget that. I can't afford another scandal in the papers, Flint. I want you to keep your eyes and ears open. And if you suspect another spy in our midst, I want you to squelch it quickly and quietly. And quickly.
You okay, Flint?
Just thinking, Jimmy.
Don't hurt yourself. Max, surprised to see you back already. Find any good dirt on the case?
I got a lot of irons in the fire, but probably not a lot you don't already know. Say, did you interview the Drake maid, Lena, after the robbery?
Yeah, we didn't come up with much.
Yeah, I talked to her too, but she seemed a bit uncomfortable.
In what way?
Like, she wasn't telling me everything she knew. I think it might be worth sitting down with her.
Now it's just Drake.
You mean Penelope? Yeah, she seemed determined to find that painting.
So it's Penelope already, eh? You two.
It's not like that. I doubt I'm her type anyway.
I want to get you short, partner. Those society days can be unpredictable. Doe eyes, small talk. Ain't your first time round the block. Dime a dozen dolls working their charm. Damsel hero, you always end up with zero. Dime a dozen dolls working their charm. But this one's so lovely.
You don't need to tell me. This looker might be looking for some love.
Strolling through the Times Square,
Spreading seeds without care. Attracting all the pigeons and the doves. Gaining traction. Could she be a distraction? Dime a dozen dolls working their charm.
hey pal, trust me. Jim, you look kinda rusty.
Hey.
Dime a dozen dolls working their charm. Eye on target, St. Today at the market. Dime a dozen dolls working their charm. But eyes just sparkle.
Sure, I guess I'm partial. This looker might be looking for some love.
Those serious glances.
I may take my chances. It might be dandy when push comes to shove. Gaining traction. Could she be a distraction? Dime a dozen dolls working their charms. Woohoo! Yeah! And her family's scary. This looker might be looking for some love.
Are you not sincere now?
Or should I stay clear? How? Just crack that case that we're all thinking of. Work hard, move on, forget the picture that you've drawn. Dime a dozen dolls. Dime a dozen dolls. Dime a dozen dolls. Working their charm.
Detective Reardon, a call just came in. They found the Drake brought dead in the home. Looks like he's poisoned.
What?
Penelope?
No! Old Lady Drake. It's all hands on deck.
Where's Benedict and Flint?
Gotta get over the mansion!
Say, Couldn't you scooch to right so I could get a better shot?
Beat it, Arnie. You're always on the foot. Who let you in here?
You did. You said if I put your name in the paper, then I could come in and
Shut
take.
up, Arnie.
Come on, Arnie. You're trying to get all our crime scene here. What's the matter, officer? You got a problem with the First Amendment?
Carter Winkler, move along. This is a serious crime scene.
Not on your life. This is gonna be the biggest story of the year.
Miss Lena, we're gonna need your statement. Can you explain what happened when you found Mrs. Drake?
I brought her from Tran and left it like I always do. A few minutes later, I heard a thud. When I came in, she was just lying there like that on the floor. She wouldn't wake up. So that's when I called the cops. I should have listened to Mother when she said you weren't to be trusted. You monster! Murderer! My family was only ever kind to you.
Penelope, try to stay calm. Everyone's here to help. If she did this, she can't get away with it now.
If she did this, I can't believe we ever trusted her in our home.
Excuse me, Miss Drake. I know this is an inopportune time, but this woman claims that your mother owed her a sum of money for an art appraisal she did last month.
What? And who are you?
Not expert to that. You might hire me to expose a valuable piece of art. She sent me a check in the mail from the freight. It didn't clear. The freight service put a stop posted. I phoned her immediately, and she denied ever requesting my services. I am deeply sorry for your loss. However, I must insist a check be made good.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hey, Flint, a little help here?
Why would Mother have wanted the painting appraised?
You Mac Malone? You're not running this scene, Gumshoe.
Gumshoe? Good one, Flint. Get her out of here. That idiot Merriweather letter.
Then call Merriweather. I'm sure she won't mind you handing out orders.
Please stop. Mr. Malone is trying to help. This woman is causing a
Matt
fuss.
Abbott, art expert. I realize it's a terrible time. However, I have struggled to get access to the family. I believe the proper phrase for what's going on is being the run around from the Drakes, particularly Mrs. Drake.
Myrtle, is it? Myrtle, this family has experienced...
Act like this.
Hold on a second. How could Mrs. Drake have claimed she didn't hire you? Didn't you two meet up to see the painting?
All of our business transactions were conducted by mail. When I came to examine the painting, Mrs. Drake was not in.
So you were unable to complete the appraisal?
On the contrary, madame, I started painting carefully and sent my appraisal by mail as requested.
How did you meet up to examine the painting if she wasn't at home?
She let me in after she vouched for my presence.
What painting did you appraise exactly?
The Georgia O'Keeffe painting.
What? This makes no sense. The painting was just a reproduction of an O'Keeffe and the sentiments of the mother. That's all.
That is not true at all. It was an original O'Keeffe worth thousands, tens of thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands. Absolutely.
How can this be?
As the payment?
Oh, yes. I'm very sorry. I'm not sure what happened there. If you'll leave your name and address, I'll be sure to send the payment right away. I just have to gather things together a bit around here.
But of course, please forgive my ill-timed vision. I shall keep an eye on the mail.
I wonder why Miss Drake would stop at the painting. She really did the appraisal like she says.
Someone needs to find that appraisal.
Can we please just focus on my mother's death? These inconsequential details are making everything worse.
Mac, we'll take a lead in for questioning.
If I come along in a bit.
Sure, just come in quiet. I didn't think there's no sour on you.
Hey, everything will get sorted out. What can I do?
Oh, you're already doing so much. I just can't believe this is happening. On top of everything else. It doesn't feel real. Oh. I have to tell Ramona. so grateful you're here. Each day I'm more alone, in spite of all I own, and grief is all I seem to know. No one sees all the sorrow and pain I carry. How I long for someone to comfort me. The Saudi face, a girl of depth and grace. I wonder what it is to see. Never what it seems. If my world have extremes, to ever buy a line just born into chaos and valley blue. A valley's there, you won't mistake. No one there to hold my hand, none who'd understand. It's hard, that's always doomed to. I want something simple and warm and steady. I want someone strong, a champion, holding me closer now. Feeble hands reach for some quiet plans to free me from my guilty which never was my name, escapes my only game. Could I the page?
They're questioning Lena further about your mother's death. I'll call you.
No, I'd like to come if it's okay.
Why don't you grab a few things and go stay in a hotel tonight? Things aren't going to quiet up around here for hours, and
And I should get out of this house, right? First Daddy, then the robbery, and now this.
we'll get an officer to take you someplace safe and
Where's Ramona? Drunk. The Sunset Lounge again. Leaving me here too.
pack some things for Ramona as well.
Of course.
Thompson, get her someplace safe and quiet. And find the sister. She'll be at the Sunset Lounge most likely.
That'll work for me alone.
Shut up, Thompson. Take care of Miss Drake. Both Miss Drakes, and let me know where you stash her.
I'll let Detective Reardon know, not you.
As long as you do it. And do it now.
I already told you all I did was take her food tray and then leave it like I always do.
You don't have the confirmation yet, but all signs point to poison. And who else could have done it?
I couldn't tell you, but it wasn't me.
We'll see about that. I got searching your apartment as we speak, so now would be a good time to come clean.
What? You can't do that.
We can and we are. Save us all some time and tell us what you used to bump her off.
I think Jimmy's helping our profession. Not sure she's ever gonna give one.
Yeah, I'm not altogether convinced she's our guy. Why would somebody be so stupid as to poison food only they touch?
That's a fair point.
I can't quite put my finger on it, but have we established a clear motive for her yet?
We haven't found a single reason for her to murder the old lady. Malone, this case is a police matter. You taking money from the family stinks of opportunity.
Hey, I'm just hired to find the paint.
A painting that turns out to be worth a fortune.
Yeah, puts a different spin on it, don't it?
You start over. Jimmy says you didn't do Drake. He says you're set up.
Jimmy's a good partner. A lawyer.
Agreed. I'm learning a lot.
You got some news about the man Jimmy used to hear.
She's still trying to get in confessions. What'd you find out?
She was stealing from the old lady. Wife.
Get over it, Benedict.
I don't have to get over it, Clint.
What do you think your chief is going to do?
Wasting time, Benedict.
It's not wrong. Chief is not your fan.
What? I thought we were becoming best pals.
How did you know she was stealing?
Found the jewelry stuffed in her dresser. Think pirate treasure.
Whose jewelry?
Emily Drake did mention some jewelry had gone missing.
That's a clear motive for sure.
Somebody fill me in here.
That maid is stealing jewelry from the Drakes. We found the Drake found jewels in her locker.
Let's find out what she has to say about this jewelry.
Well, we got you now, Toots. My boys found Drake's stolen jewelry. Mrs. Drake wasn't paying you enough. So you took her jewels and then you poisoned her.
No! I mean, okay, I did take her jewels, but I had nothing to do with her death. I swear. Why would I kill her? I needed that job.
Why were you stealing from her then?
My brother had some gambling debts he needed help with. I couldn't afford to let him hang out to dry. My wages are good, but not good enough for that.
Sure. So you just got greedy. And maybe she found you out, so you silenced her for good.
No, I swear it wasn't me.
Of course it was you. You were stealing from your own boss and you couldn't afford to get caught. You were the only one with access to her food. So you poisoned her, didn't you?
No, I swear on my life I did steal, but I would never kill anyone, never!
Lena, you can see how bad this looks. You were the only one around when Mrs. Drake was killed. You were stealing from her, which gives you a motive. If it wasn't you, who could have done this? Was anybody else involved with the theft? Did your brother know where you were getting the money from?
All right, Mac, this is my interrogation. We got a debt to rights and you're not a cop.
We're still waiting on the official cause of death for your...
Boss, the boys in the lab are saying arsenic. The food was poisoned for sure.
See that, Malone? Dead to rights. Let's get her out of here, Flint. You're going to prison for a long time.
All right, let's go.
No, wait, you can't do this. I'm innocent, I tell you. Please, I'm being set up. Please.
Joni?
Mac,
What's the matter?
your hooligan sent me to fetch you. Said there's something you needed to hear.
Ah!
It's Big Boss.
All right, Joni. Things are moving fast. Where are they?
Just outside, they were looking
Ah! You serious? That's enough!
Mac, we've been looking for you.
We're supposed to meet down at the office. What are you kids doing down here?
Yeah, we know, but it couldn't wait. Johnny here brought us.
Joni didn't have much of a choice.
We got some dirt down at the sunset that you need to hear, Mac.
Yeah, and it's good.
All right, out with it then.
Frank, I still say not here. Let's go back to the office. Yeah, it's a little close to the Blue Palace here.
You made it through the front doors. You can handle it. Spill it.
Well, Slip was hanging around the lounge, looking for loose change, when he heard Joe the Nose talking to that weasel, Big Boy, about the last police raid. And Big Boy let it out that someone on the force tipped him off. You know what that means, boss? Yeah, there's a dirty cop on the force. Someone's on the take with Joe.
Yeah, interesting, but not surprising.
Yeah, Big Boy definitely said that on the tip from the force, and Joe the Nose tried to shut him up.
Did they know you heard him? Did they let on who the dirty cop could be?
Nah, I played it cool and kept it distance.
No idea who this guy is.
No, that was all of it. Maybe it's Flint. Isn't he a nerd?
took my desk, but he earned it, and I trusted him. In fact, he just helped us figure out a piece of this puzzle. They got the woman that they killed Mrs. Drake. And if that's true, she's tied to Connors. Should be the same day you saw with him down at the lounge.
Who? The lady kicking and screaming her way into the hallway?
Yeah.
That ain't her.
You sure?
Positive, boss. I saw her a couple of times, and that ain't her.
I thought for sure that if they had the woman who bumped off old Lady Drake, she'd be connected to the painting as well. All right, kids, you did good. Keep your eyes open and let me know if you hear anything else. And we gotta find out who this third cop is.
And how about a little compensation for the Joe we provided? Early each morning, get up before dawn, pack up my bindle and pull my shoes on, because nobody cares if I sleep or I eat, and that's the breaks out there on the streets. Jeep back, can't you see the struggle, tough times, getting us down out there, trying to make a little more. Day after day, put our lives on the line, dodging the bulls, swerving for the dimes. We slip, we slip, it's a dangerous beat, and that's the breaks out there on the street.
All right, kids, what's it gonna take?
It's always more.
Forget about it.
6 cents.
No.
I'm gonna take 50.
20.
Come on, make it 25.
Deal.
Jeep back, can't you see the struggle? Tough times, getting us down out there, trying to make a little more. Summer's onward, winter is worse. Sleeping on benches, really a curse. When you're so sick of walking, then on your feet. But that's the race out there on the street. Early each morning, get up before dawn, pack up our bindles and pull our shoes on, because nobody cares if we sleep or we eat, and that's the breaks out there on the streets. That's the breaks out there on the streets.
All right, kids, you earned it.
Hey, watch it!
Hey, man.
Flynn?
Glad I caught you. Hanging on the lead for Miss Drake's murder, but it looks like she's probably not the Connor's death or the painting. Seems like we're back to square one on that.
What clears it?
Well, it turns out she's been dating Officer Peterson, and he was with him the night of murder and her date the night of robbery.
Benny Peterson? Say, did he know about the missing jewelry she was stealing?
No. He was as shocked as anyone, apparently. Poor schmuck.
Yeah, that one's gonna sting for a little while. You think you know something.
Exactly. Pretty broken up about it. Guess that's why he came forward to confess he'd been seeing her.
I just got some news too.
Got a tip that the thugs down at the Sunset are getting inside information from someone on the force. Looks like you've got a dirty cop in your midst after all.
I knew it. There's no way Joe could have been so prepared for a raid without help.
We need to find out who this dirty cop is. I have a feeling that whoever this clown is might know where my missing gun is too.
Crooked cock could be the key to everything, Mac.
I've had my suspicions ever since I was kicked out of the job.
So how do we bring down a crooked cop?
We need a sting operation.
At the Sunset?
What are you thinking?
What if you plant a seed down at the station? Make sure it reaches everyone.
Okay, but what kind of seed draws out someone this carefully?
Announce that I got a tip from one of Joe's girls about a dirty cop they saw meeting with him down at the club. Say I'll be there tonight after closing time to get the information from her, and then
Whoever shows up beforehand at the Sunset tonight has to be our guy.
That could work. I can spread it around nice and loud, and then you can be there tonight.
start spreading the good word. Make sure it reaches everyone like a government secret.
Swear each and every one of them to absolute secrecy.
It'll spread like wildfire.
All right, See you a little bit before closing time tonight, and we'll wrap this whole thing up.
See you tonight.
Mac, what are you doing here? You know Joe told you never to come around again. If his boys see you, you'll end up in the hospital.
Turns out there is a dirty cop. It's just ain't me.
I know that, Mac.
Look, I'm here to catch him.
You're here alone.
Nah, I got backup coming. Don't worry about me, sweetheart. You know I can take care of myself.
I miss seeing you, Mac. I wanted to say something the other day, but I just didn't get the chance.
Well, I miss you too.
Oh, really? I thought maybe Miss High Society was replacing me now.
Nah. You've been taken off a lot.
Miss the way we laughed. Your cheap cigars made me crazy. Back where I laughed. I miss you calling me baby late at night. You're on my mind. I just keep holding on. 'Cause you ran and moved on. And you said goodbye.
I miss the way you dance, and Sundays just being lazy, together holding hands, and knowing you were my lady. I tried to swallow my pride, but I just couldn't stay, and my world washed away when you said goodbye.
Though my heart's broken, I can be strong.
With so much love unspoken, I'll move along.
Broken hearts can some good things just
I guess we'll laugh alone. And as the memories grow hazy, I wonder where you've gone. And if you're somebody's baby next time, I won't be blind. I'll just keep wondering about what could have been, but we said goodbye.
Those words don't belong. Yeah, Della, what are you doing out here with this trash?
Yeah, roll on home, Della. Joe wouldn't want to hear about you fraternizing with this washed up chucklehead.
I'll go when I want to go, big boy.
Big boy's right, Della. You don't want to be around when we remove this rubbish from the alley.
Hey, boys, I'm not inside the club. It's a free country. I'm just walking the neighborhood.
We'll see how well you walk when we're done with you.
Della. Oh! Oh!
Stop it, you two! Oh!
You can, big boy. You know, for a detective, you sure don't catch on too quick. I thought I made it clear it wouldn't be pretty if you flashed that mug of yours around here again. I guess we're gonna have to give you a reminder that's a little more permanent. Take care of him, boys.
Stop! Mac!
Hey! Get off him! Put your hands up!
Thanks, Flint.
No problem. I'll have control of the ground. You gonna be alright?
Yeah, I'll be okay.
Toby. It's nice on my leg.
Here, let me help you up.
Hey, Flint, why don't you get Miss Diamond here home? I can watch out for our rat.
Sure, I don't want to leave you high and dry.
Nah, I can handle it.
Mac, I don't want to leave you here.
Here, take this. My back.
Thanks, Flint. Told you I'd back up Della. You get some rest. I'm sorry I dragged into this mess.
I'll be all right, Mac. I'm a lot tougher than I look, you know. Oh, yeah,
Reardon?
Mac, what you doing out here? Come to see Della?
I sure didn't think it would be you standing in front of me here tonight.
What are you talking about? It's too late to catch a set?
Cut the act, Jimmy. I ain't buying.
So, this was your setup. You should have known. Something makes the perfect errand boy for you.
How could you do this, Jimmy? Stoop this low.
You already know the answer, partner. Money.
Money? You set me up for money? Stole my gun? Watched me get kicked off the force? You let me take the fall? While you were on the take with that scumbag Joe the Nose?
Are you really gonna shoot me, Mac?
I oughta. After what you did to me?
And how would that look? You're already disgraced under suspicion for murder.
Stop, Jimmy. What's the point? Even if you get the drop on me. Flint knows there's a dirty cop on the force. He'll figure out it was you.
I don't think you can pull that trigger, partner. I'm sorry, old pal. I'm not going to jail for you. And I'm certainly not going to die today, but you are.
You have a very well developed sense of timing.
Can't believe it was Reardon. Should have seen that coming. He was my partner.
Yeah, but he was mine first. I had no idea.
What a resolution! We cracked that case. This institution, let us take the praise. Worked all day until sunset, even after the sun went down.
You can't hold back a police chief when saving a town.
What a sweet conclusion. This game is won. It ain't no illusion. Boys, we got it done.
You know, we make it look easy, but it's a tough job to do. So let's kick back and we'll let loose.
'Cause we deserve to. Hey! Let's have a celebration. Hey! Cheers to dedication. Irregular Sam Spades. Better look out 'cause we're hot.
What a resolution! I cracked that case. My institution, I should take the praise.
Hey!
You know, we make it look easy, 'cause it's a tough job to do.
You can't solve cases without help from the boys in blue. Hey! Let's have a celebration. Hey! Cheers to dedication, irregular Sam Spades. Better look out 'cause we're hot.
All right, boys, I knew there was an inside man all along.
Yeah, what you thought it was Malone, right? That's why you fired him 5 years ago? Got an official statement for that error in judgment, Chief?
Oh, yeah. Well, that was just a ruse to get the insider off guard so we can catch him.
A 5-year ruse? Are you kidding?
I watch it wink.
Look, the chief thinking that was right on time. Unfortunately, he's not enough evidence. As a team, fight right over bring to justice.
You're the hero of the day, aren't you, Flynn? What would you like to say to the public about bringing down the man behind all these crimes?
Always said it was just a matter of time before we got you, Joe.
You ain't got nothing. I want to talk to my lawyer.
Ha! If your lawyer's one Stan Yakatan, we rolled up on him this morning. Hey, maybe you and Stan Yakatan can share a cell. The boy reader had a few final words.
And they was a doozy.
He gave us the location of the
And he told us where you stashed the cash that comes in from all that gambling.
Between Riordan's office and apartment, we found all kinds of paperwork and deposit slips from you. You should have bribed a less organized insider, Joe. In fact, it looks like Riordan planned on blackmailing you with all the incriminating stuff we've done.
evidence of a big cash payment to Jimmy right around the time of old man Drake's death. Curious timing, I said. And the DA's gonna build a nice case against the head of old man Drake.
Yeah, we can nail you for the racketeering charges alone.
But we'll nail you for the hit on Roy Connors once all the evidence comes back from the lab. We found the gun that Jimmy stole from you, hidden in his apartment. Just sitting there on his desk.
Like a Christmas present.
Or like a birthday present. All wrapped.
He gets it!
Yeah, you should have hired a better gunman for your hustle, Joe. Flynn took Jimmy out real easy, and now you're the only one here on the book.
Nah, you got it all wrong. It was Connors who did old man Drake, not us. And we got no idea who killed Roy.
Shut up, you imbecile!
Give me a break, Joe. I've heard for you off and on for years.
Excuse me, Miss Hello, right? I'm speaking to someone about this outrage. You were there when I politely asked her straight to review my services, and she has still not rectified this error. This check box and money has still not come through. Who can file a complaint?
You're gonna have to take it up with one of the detectives. Hold on a second. May I look at that check one more time?
I'll be sure for nothing anyway. You there? I had a false complaint against Drake driver. Fraudulent behavior against me.
Joni, we need to get back to the office. This case is not finished.
Is that something else, man?
Yeah, look at you. Nice work, detective. I hope they write a real nice piece on you in the paper.
You did it together. How you setting up that scene? You still be kind of in circles.
Yes. Hey, Clint, can I ask for one more favor?
Of course.
Track down the prints on my gun.
I'm sure they're gonna come back here to bring over. You're looking for something else to do. Yeah.
Chief, can I have a word?
Sure, Malone, I know things have cleared up a bit. You probably want your own job there, but why don't you see me Monday and we'll set up something for you?
Chief, that's not what I want to talk to you about. I think this case goes much deeper than just Reardon's involvement.
Nonsense, Malone. Reardon was the culprit all along. We found your gun in his apartment. You know, the little place on Fifth Avenue with the cranky concierge in the lobby. Anyway, both of them conspired and stole the painting and killed Connors and Drake in the process. And now Reardon's dead. Case closed.
Where's the painting, Chief? Why would Jimmy and Joe kill Connors if it wasn't to get the painting?
You have any leads, Malone?
I might. Say, you two meet me at the Drake Mansion tomorrow and bring Lena with you.
No, Malone. Sounds like a done deal to me.
I think we don't do this much, boss.
Oh, I suppose. So what does the maid have to do with the painting? I thought she was wanted for the murder of Emily Drake.
The murder is only circumstantial. Meet me there first thing in the morning. Thank you all for coming in. I just have a few more questions and then I think we can put this whole case to bed.
Mac, the chief says you can know where the painting is.
I might. But first, I want to talk a little bit more about Connors' murder. Now, Lena, we brought you here today to ask a few more questions. You said that you arrived home that night at around 8 p.m. When you got home, the door was unlocked. You heard glass breaking in the study, and when you went in, the room was empty and the painting was gone. Is that still your story?
Yes, I already told you the painting was gone when I arrived home. I've already been through all this, Malone. Where are you going?
Hold on a minute, Thompson. You still haven't answered the question of how Connors got inside the house.
He came in through the front door.
How, when everybody swore they locked it?
Could he have had a key?
Emily Drake said that 4 keys existed, and they belonged to her, Teddy, Ramona, and Lena.
And I already told you no one else had my key. I couldn't afford to get fired.
No, but you could afford to steal from our mother.
You know he knows the thief, and even though she says she doesn't have the painting, she couldn't be lying.
The point is, Connors got inside the house with help. When Lena came home, she scared him. He broke out the window and ran off.
Sounds like you think Lena's innocent. Hold your head out of the vodka bottle, Ramona. She killed our mother.
Lena is not innocent of all the crimes.
Yes, it must have been Lena that Mr. Connors did, and then she poisoned Mother later so she could cover up her stealing.
She obviously killed Connors too, so she could keep the painting.
Stop being so stupid. That doesn't make sense. Why would he run from Lena?
Exactly.
Lena has an alibi for the time of Connor's murder, which suggests she wasn't the one working with him to steal the painting.
It had to be someone else.
And who?
Only 3 other people had a way to let Connors in that night. And one of them is dead. That leaves 2 sisters. One of whom was seen meeting with Connors down at the club. So, kid, which lady did you see with Connors down at the Sunset?
It was her.
Wait. This kid sees me having a drink with Roy, and that makes me suspect number 1?
You were friends with Joe, and you drank with Roy.
I'm also a lousy commie and a stinking lush. I hear it all, Mr. Malone.
Mystery.
Don't misdrake me! Do you have any idea how miserable it is to be a drink? To grow up in this house where cash is king? Where your father would do anything for another dollar? Where your mother and your sister won't sit in the same room with you if they can help it? Yeah, I go to the Sunset Lounge. And yeah, I drink a little too much. I go to figure out who I am. I go to figure out why my daddy chose that life. Mona, are you saying you killed Mother? You and Mr. Connors conspired to rob us? You stole the painting? Why would I steal from this family? I wanted nothing from it. You're the one obsessed with money.
Hey, Matt, we weren't done. Yeah, it was her. She was the one meeting with Roy outside the lounge all secret.
That's a lie!
Is it? It only could have been Ramona who let Connors in, or you. Something must have went wrong. You were supposed to know where the painting was. You conspired with Connors to steal it. Your mistake was killing him before you found out where.
This is insane. It's Ramona. You know me. You know I could never do this.
I thought I knew you. But then you left me that note. And I noticed your unique handwriting. And then yesterday I saw it again on that check to Miss Egbert, whom you, masquerading as your mother, hired to appraise that painting. Your mistake was killing your accomplice before you actually knew where to hid it.
And what? Would I get money from selling the painting? I'm in line to inherit a fortune.
Yes, but you wanted the money faster. Especially when you found out how valuable the painting really was. We know from Jimmy's papers that your father was skimming money from the laundering operation he was running for Joe the Nose. He also ordered Jimmy to kill your father. And then a few years later, Jimmy gave you that gun to finish off Connors. As you suspected, your father hid some of that embezzled money in a painting. Was it Jimmy's idea or yours to steal?
I can't believe you're suggesting this.
It's even worse. You killed Connors with the same gun that killed your father, and you knew it. You also knew how valuable the painting was. It's a shame you killed your accomplice before you could find out where you stashed it.
No, stop. You know none of this is true.
It is true. But I'm not done. When that art appraiser, Miss Egbert, contacted your mother about the painting, she started to catch on to your scheme. So you had to silence her as well.
She Mother? How could you accuse me of such a terrible act, Mac?
Frankly, it was the only story that made any sense.
None of this is true. I killed Roy with the same gun that killed Father. Why did you find it in Reardon's apartment?
How did you know we found it in Reardon's apartment? The gun. This gun was wiped free of all the prints. If it was in Jimmy's possession, why would he wipe the prints off his own gun? You stashed this gun in his apartment, hoping that we would chalk up both murders. Yeah.
Well, this is something that the gun to both your father's and for Connor's murders.
You mean she's here all the time?
Thanks, kid. Once you got that print report,
Oh, this is like happy movie.
I got curious. What about the bullets inside the gun? Did you remember to wipe down the bullets from when you loaded the gun last?
What did you do, Penny? Stop it.
You forgot about the bullets.
Stop it.
It's over, Penny.
Stop it! I never should have trusted you! The cops threw you out like yesterday's news and you're siding with them? I thought once we found the painting we could run away together. I thought there was something special starting. Clearly I was wrong. I should have killed you too when I had the chance!
Get her out of here.
Hold on a second. We got one more thing to figure out here. As we all now know, you hired me to find out who stole that painting, and I can clear that up right now.
This story will be a sensation. I'm getting a raise for sure. This is the best police work I've seen in 5 years. Looking like a little vindication, huh, Malone?
Jeez, how long have you been here? Who let him in here? All right. You stay outside while we finish the investigation.
I ain't going nowhere.
Can we let him finish already?
Penny, you hired Connors to steal that painting. But he was interrupted in that task by the early return home of Lena. There he was in the study, painting in hand. He had to do some quick thinking. So I think the painting is still in this very room.
That's impossible. I've searched this room myself and there's nothing here. I still tell you that thief Lena not only stole jewelry, but she made off with the painting too.
Your mother had mentioned that after the robbery, some things in the room were out of place, especially that floor lamp.
That thing is worth a fortune?
Make it a genius.
All right, everyone, just relax. No one will get hurt if you all just cooperate. You, bring that painting over here. The rest of you, raise your hands and keep them raised.
Penny, you can't get away with it.
I don't want to shoot you, Matt, but don't test. Stop. Stop!
Blanks. If we weren't already certain that you were capable of murder, we sure are now.
How could you do this to me?
Just beating you at your own game, mistress.
Now you can take her away.
You, with me.
Is it possible, after all this time, that I am not the crazy one in the family?
Why do you tell people you're a commie?
Did it shock you?
It shocks some people.
Then I guess it serves its purpose.
And the drinking?
Same thing.
What do you care about what anyone thinks?
Maybe I'll stop caring. Just not tonight. I'll rethink the drinking tomorrow.
quite a delegate.
No, I just got here. What's the news?
We'll let her tell ya. Drinks for you and your friends back. I bet they'll be on the house tonight.
Sure, why the red carpet treatment, Dolly?
Didn't you hear? Della took over the lounge. Now she's running things.
Sheesh, Donnie, can't you let Della tell her own big news?
Is it true you running the place now?
I own the place. I'll lead the way.
That's big. I'm proud of you.
I'll be awfully busy running things. Won't be able to get out much, being in charge and all.
Well, maybe I'll have to stop in more often.
Oh, really? I decided that. I'm not giving this place up. I'm not giving that stage up.
I wasn't going to ask that.
Well, what are you going to ask of me?
Tonight, just a song. Maybe a drink. But, Del, it's you. It's always been